Good morning students. I hope you all understood the previous video of Geography Part 3. Dear students, before entering into the lesson, please note down all the points which is presented in this video. Then only you can revise and understand the continuity of the lesson. Students, before entering into the lesson, we just recall our previous portion. In the topic Major Physiographic Division of India, we learned the Himalayas, the Great Northern Plains, the Peninsular Plateau, the Indian Desert. See this map to recall the points. This is the actual location of Peninsular Plateau. So this is the actual location of Peninsular Plateau. This plateau is divided into two major parts by the river Narmada and Vindhya ranges. The southern part is called Deccan Plateau and northern part is called Central Island. Deccan Plateau is triangular in shape. One arm is marked by Saptura range, second arm is marked by Western Ghats, and third arm is marked by Eastern Ghats. Next we saw the Indian Desert, which is also called Thar Desert. Here Aravalli range will act as a boundary in between the Peninsular Plateau and the Indian Desert. Thar Desert is divided into two regions, that is actual desert region, which is also called Marustali, and semi-desert region, which is called Bangar. In this section, we are going to learn the next physiographic division, that is the coastal plain and the island. Okay, let's start our lesson. The coastal plain. They were formed by the depositional action of the rivers and the erosional and depositional action of the sea waves. From this picture, you can understand which region is called coastal region. So where the sea and the land meets, that region is called coastal plain. For example, Marina Beach, Kovalam Beach, etc. See this picture also, where the sea and the land meets, that region is called coastal plain. The Indian coastal plains are divided into two divisions, that is the Western coastal plain and the Eastern coastal plain. The Western coastal plain lies between Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. The Eastern coastal plain lies between Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. See this map. The Western coastal plain extends from Rann of Kutch in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. Its width varies from 10 to 80 kilometers. The northern part of the western coastal plain is Konkan coast. The southern part is called Malabar coast. Vembanad is a famous backwater lake found in this region. The northern part is further divided into Kathiawar plain. In between Konkan coastal plain and Malabar coastal plain, Kannad or Kanara plain is located. In eastern coastal plain, the northern part is called Northern Sarkar and the southern part is called Coromandel coast. The northern part is further divided into Utkal plain. Let's see the difference between the western coastal plain and the eastern coastal plain. First, western coastal plain lies in between Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. Eastern coastal plain lies in between Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. The western coastal plain is characterized by sandy beaches, sand dunes, lagoons, which means small saltwater lake separated from sea, and estuary, which means mouth of the river where it enters the sea through a single channel with a hollow. See this picture. This is estuary, which means mouth of a river where it enters the sea through a single channel with a hollow. Next, eastern coastal plain is formed by the alluvial fillings of the littoral zone by the east flowing rivers of India. Here, littoral means region situated on the shore of the sea or a lake. Then, western coastal plain is divided into Konkan plain, Kanara plain and Malabar coast. The eastern coastal plain is divided into northern Sarkar and Coromandel coast. The last physiographic division of our country is the island. Island is a piece of land surrounded by water. India has two major island groups, namely Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep. In Bay of Bengal, 572 islands are located. In Arabian Sea, 27 islands are located. See this model. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are located in the Bay of Bengal. They contain about 300 islands. Most of them are small in size. The islands have forests and only a few of them are inhabited. The northern part is called the Great Andaman, while the southern part is called Nicobar group. The southernmost point of the Andaman and Nicobar Island is called the Indira Point. During the British period, prisoners were sent to the cellular jail. It was called Kalapani. The capital of Andaman and Nicobar Island is Port Blair. The climate of this island is pleasant. During the monsoon, rainfall is very heavy. Andaman and Nicobar Islands are a place of tourist interest. Port Blair is the capital of Union Territory. People from many parts of India have settled here. The 10-degree channel separates Andaman from Nicobar group. 10-degree channel means 10-degree latitude. So the latitude will separate these two islands. Next, Lakshadweep Island. These islands are a group of 36 islands in the Arabian Sea. These islands are also close to the Malabar coast. They are small and flat. About 10 of these islands are inhabited. Most of the people rely on agriculture and fishing for their living. Kavaratti is the capital of this Union Territory. Many tourists visit Lakshadweep because of its coral deposit. Like Andaman and Nicobar Island, Lakshadweep Islands are separated from Maldives by 8-degree channel. I hope you all understood the major physiographic divisions of India. Next, we are going to learn drainage system of India, which means water bodies. Drainage system is an integrated system of tributaries. Tributaries means stream or river flow into the large river. The tributaries and a trunk stream which collects and drains surface water into the sea, lake or some other water bodies. See this picture. This part is called tributaries. The total area drained by a river and its tributaries is called drainage basin. Next, drainage system of India is divided into two major groups, that is Himalayan river, which is also called Northern river, and Peninsular river, which is also called Southern river. The Himalayan rivers are Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. The peninsular rivers are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. They are east flowing river and ends with Bay of Bengal. The remaining Narmada and Tapti are west flowing river and ends with Arabian Sea. Let's see the difference of these two major groups. The Himalayan rivers. The Himalayan rivers originate from Himalayas. They are long and wide. They are perennial in nature. They are also unsuitable for hydropower generation. In Himalayan rivers, middle and lower courses are navigable. Next is about Peninsular river. This peninsular river is originate from Western Ghats. They are short and narrow. They are non-perennial in nature. It is suitable for hydropower generation. Unlike Himalayan rivers, peninsular rivers are not useful for navigation. Next, see the difference between tributaries and distributaries. Tributaries means when a small river joins the large or main river, it is called tributary. Distributaries means when a large river break into small river, it is called distributary. Next, tributaries are found in mountains from glaciers, lakes, etc. Distributaries is formed by a large river. Tributaries occurs in the young age of the river, that is the starting point of the river. Next, distributaries occur in old age of river, that is the ending point of the river. Next, tributaries does not change the course of the river. You studied in your 9th standard, that is upper course, middle course and lower course. Likewise, this tributaries does not change the course of the river, but distributaries changes the course of the river and often forms a delta. So example of tributaries is Yamuna, Gandak, Koshi, Gahara, etc. Then examples of distributaries are Sundarbans Delta, which is formed by distributaries of Ganga and Brahmaputra. Students, your first lesson of geography is over. Here I gave some links which is related to this topic, that is the coastal plain and the island. I added this link in description also. Please go through it to get even more information about this topic. Here few questions are given and try to answer this question, and don't forget to note down these questions in your notebook. The first question is, dash lies between the Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. Second question is, dash lies between the Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. Third, define drainage system of India. Fourth, name the two major groups of drainage system. Next, dash separates Andaman from Nicobar group. Thank you, children.